Hey guys, welcome back to our next episode. I'm here with Sergio, and he's in one of the most amazing places today in Las Vegas. Can you tell us where you're at today?
At the Bitcoin 2026 conference, but I'm not only attending, I'm a speaker, and my topic of the panel was conscious living in Costa Rica, live on Bitcoin in Costa Rica, real estate transactions, and I think we kill it.
Beautiful. I know you guys killed it. I'm bummed that I couldn't be there. I know you were on a panel with a couple good friends of mine that also live in the southern zone around here, Paul and Ben and different people in the Bitcoin Jungle group as well. I've been getting all the videos and different stuff from you. It seems like there's a lot of good talk and stuff like that. Have you guys seen any other countries around right now that were there?
I mean, regarding booths or conferences, no. As usual, you see people from El Salvador with the hat and everything. There's a lot of US people, some people from Dubai that, by the way, they have to move to other jurisdiction because of the war. Our booths with imagine a waterfall and a slot and a toucan. Everybody has been walking through the fair looking for cold wallets, banks, and everything, all the traditional value proposition, technology and finance driven. And then, wow, a waterfall and a slot. Who are you guys? And a huge sign, live on Bitcoins in Costa Rica. So we're
Beautiful.
making it. Yes, yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, give us some insights. I mean, I know today we're going to talk a little bit about the market and kind of go through the concept. I mean, we all know where Bitcoin's at today. I've got a couple of new platforms in Costa Rica that I've been looking at and working with right now as well. You and I have both seen an uptick in the escrow company that we sit on the board with a lot more transactions and or questions coming in. So I think we've got about 5 or 6 deals on the kicker right now, and we're getting a lot of interest and conversations coming from multiple real estate offices and things around the country. Although I know that Salvador is kind of the talk on the road that everything's going Bitcoin. I do think that in Costa Rica, once again, that we're still making a very big push, and we're still, with the Bitcoin jungle, with different things going on, and you go into communities. I was just in Santa Teresa, I was up in Tamarindo, and I mean, everywhere there's a sign for Bitcoin. So, you can live a very daily life on Bitcoin. I'm sure that's been a big story for you there. But give us, what do you feel the next step? Are people thinking like Bitcoin's going to shoot to the moon? What's the conversation going on there? What's happening?
I mean, the most, I mean, as you know, these events are massive. I imagine there were like between 25, 30,000 attendees at least. A lot of movement regarding the whale area where I have been moving a lot with high net worth individuals, whales, everything. Probably between 1 and 2,000 people. We have our specific launch and everything. People are seeing that yesterday. This is something important. There was a keynote from Michael Saylor that he killed it because basically what he explained about the price was that the Bitcoin fluctuation is because a lot of people hold Bitcoin and they need to sell part of their Bitcoin to buy a house, buy a car, buy college for kids, everything. He at MicroStrategy level, what he's doing is he's opening a new form of equity where you're able to invest as in a preferred stock, and he will give you dividends every 2 weeks. That that was announced yesterday. I think it's really interesting. And MicroStrategy, as you know, all of that money they will be paying. They will be buying more Bitcoin, and to the people that have money there, U.S. banks pay around I don't know 1% annually. He will be paying between 8 and 11%. Because what's the plan? If you doesn't have the patience or the cash flow to wait for the Bitcoin to appreciate, I don't know, 30% a year, like has happened on average over the last 5 years, you will be receiving 11%. So I suggest that everybody check that because I think that will be a game changing. But moving to our thing, because of that, today conversation and even through the panel was about if you're moving, for example, to Costa Rica, you have Bitcoin. What you need to do is to get liquidity with this low price. to a Bitcoin backed loan because you have a lot of margin and the asset will appreciate over time. So you will be more protected than, like we discussed in the last episode, getting a Bitcoin backed loan, but doing it at an all time high. In all time high, you might price might drop and you might get liquidation, everything. So that was a very interesting topic here, connecting all the announcement that Michael Saylor made. And
Hmm.
the other important thing was there's a lot of people talking about, yes, we have El Salvador, we have Dubai, Thailand, everything. But honestly, and that this is how I open my panel, you know which is the best regulation? No regulation. And everybody was, yeah. And I explained, this is what is happening in Costa Rica, because in Costa Rica, there's no Bitcoin regulation. It's not illegal. This is something very important. And thanks to our joint services, we are able to help people navigate, not necessarily selling their Bitcoin, but to get a liquidity, buy real estate, have a yield on a rent, etc., etc. So um, I think Costa Rica and everybody, by the way, everybody loves Costa Rica. You just mentioned Costa Rica, and hey, I love it. I was there. I would like to be there. And you don't have to effort a lot showing all the benefits of our country. So this has been a really really interesting event. This is the last day, but you still see people all around. And I was also during the morning at the whale launch in
Uh,
a fire chat with Eric Trump. So he was
wow, yeah.
explaining about American Bitcoin and their value proposition and what happens to his family, everything. I mean, all the key players. And just to finish, a couple of interesting things that happened. Number one, I didn't knew, but the CEO of Bitcoin Media, that is the company that organized this and Bitcoin Magazine, he lives in Costa Rica.
Oh,
And
no
I
way,
was,
really?
oh wow. And also this morning, Jack Dorsey had a presentation, and as you know, he lives in Costa Rica. He spent a lot of time
Yeah.
in Santa Teresa. So from every angle, there's a lot of talks about our country.
Yeah, I mean Costa Rica's like you said, taken off, and you and I've been doing the Bitcoin conversation for some time now. You know, and I'm excited to keep it going this year. And I mean that's interesting. I mean, I think our biggest downfall in Costa Rica is people being able to take a loan, like you said, with Bitcoin, or just taking a traditional loan and get things through. I mean, as you know, I'm building a house, and I had to cash out some of my Bitcoin in order to finish the house that I was doing in that concept. So I'm interested to hear. I mean, obviously, I believe that what Michael Saylor is going to be doing is across all platforms. So it could be almost anywhere in the world, right? He's not specifically doing it to Bitcoiners in the US. It'll be Bitcoiners anywhere.
Anywhere, yes. And quoting his words, he wants to be the central bank of Bitcoin with MicroStrategy. Because
Same.
what he was saying yesterday was, look, when London had gold, they took all that gold and they built on top of that a central bank. And based on that, they issue paper, bonds, everything for traditional investor, retail investor, everything. So his vision with the strategy is something similar. I have not all the Bitcoin, but a lot of Bitcoin, and he will be able to issue preferred stocks. And he was explaining regarding returns something really interesting. The return of the Bitcoin on average over the past 5 years has been 32%.
Mm-hmm.
He's paying to the preferred stock 11%. And then that difference is for the common stock. So, I mean, I don't know, but I was talking with someone here and I was telling him, looking at the keynote, at the words, how he present everything, it reminds me a lot of Steve Jobs' presentation from the past.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, I believe you sent me a download of it, so maybe we can put it in our on our YouTube page for our listeners as well when we get done with this, and post this up online so they can have an area they can link to it or something like that as well. We'll see with the tech world. Awesome. I mean, let's jump in a little bit about anything else you saw there in the sense of like tokenization for properties, things like that. Any other services that might be viable to be able to use in Costa Rica as you're walking around looking at booths and stuff?
Yes, I mean tokenization is one big topic, big top. The most advanced place is El Salvador from
Hmm.
a public registry level. That's something very important. Then the other thing we saw was self custody application. I was talking yesterday with a founder from Nicaragua that has a U.S. company where he served for high net worth individuals and wealth management to manage his assets through an app powered by Fireblocks. Not only, for example, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and everything, but also the your art, your Bored Ape, and all your NFTs and your digital art. So that's something really important. And the cool part that, in my opinion, is a game changer is that he embedded in the app succession mode.
Yeah.
So if something happens to you and you have art and bitcoins and everything, you will have a beneficiary, your wife, your kids, anyone you choose. So that's also really interesting. The other topic from around here was there was a panel about the quantum computer. That was really a threat or not. At the end of the day, of course not, because when quantum computer is alive and available, all the security layers of everything, Bitcoin, JP Morgan, Citibank, Google, wherever you look, will be increased with quantum computer. But that was also a really interesting topic.
Beautiful. Good to see. And you guys sat on a panel in front of all the 25,000, or are you actually like in a separate room? There's several rooms, or was it kind of one big, like basically area you spoke in the big panel, or?
No, there are separate rooms. Our room was with around 400 people. And honestly, I was a bit worried because when I passed through that stage, it's called the Genesis stage. I was looking for conferences and it was a bit empty. And I was, well, it's what it is. At the end of the day, the they are recording the keynotes and then we will have access to the presentation. But when we were there was even people behind standing up and everything. So that
Beautiful.
was really cool.
Yeah, as you know, I speak at a lot of conferences per year in different areas on the luxury real estate, and we speak about Bitcoin panels as well, things like that. And they're always empty at first, right? Even on the main stage, and then they just start to fill in. So I'm excited. And you're in Costa Rica, like you said. I mean, these conversations are already gaining a lot of traction with you and I and different people in the country. So, I'm excited to see our next one. I know next time we're going to have some conversation about what you did there, even more detail, and then jump into offering what's going to happen with some of this lending stuff because we do have some new applications popping up in Costa Rica that I think will be of interest. I've also got some special guests that might be able to come and join us, and maybe we can get Ben or Paul actually on our next call to kind of jump in and give their insight a little bit more on maybe Bitcoin jungle or something like that. So, I
Yeah.
know you guys are busy there. I'm looking forward, excited. Sorry I couldn't make it with you once again. I know you also got another conversation coming up in Miami, which I'm supposed to be at, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. That's one of the family offices, and going to have a communication about Costa Rica there too. Anything else you want to leave us with? You're in the exciting spot. I'm in Costa Rica. I can't complain, but it's sunny and beautiful. But I do wish I was there with you this time. I'm having some what do you call it? FOMO, they call it, whatever.
No, something important is that yesterday there was a conference, a keynote from with Paolo, the CEO of Tether,
Yeah.
and that's something really interesting because Paolo he didn't used to travel to the US, and now because of all the structure and regulation that this administration has been doing, there is presenting, well, as you know, US DT, the US version of the stable coin, and then they're working a lot in creating circular economy too. So that was also really interesting. I don't know during past events, but looking at the CEO of Tether and stablecoin, the biggest one in market cap, at a Bitcoin event and the full room, and everybody also understanding. That was really, really interesting too.
Beautiful. Had to be some great energy. I mean, I'm excited to see more of the videos and stuff that you guys did. Why don't we end it there for today? I know you got to get moving because you guys got more stuff to do. Say hi to everybody for me and look forward to seeing you back in Costa Rica. I know we also have a podcast that we're going to put together actually once I'm actually in person. So we'll hit that one
Yes,
up. And I look forward to having you back in Costa Rica. So enjoy your time.
likewise. Thank you and cheers from Vegas.
Ciao, buddy.